It's within our power, it's in our hands, yours and mine, to stop the assault on American democracy. I believe America's at an inflection point. One of those moments to determine the shape of everything that's to come after. And now, America must choose to move forward or to move backwards. To build a future or obsess about the past. To be a nation of hope and unity and optimism. A nation of fear. A nation of darkness. After Republicans have made their choice, they embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies.
Matthias, son of Deuteronomy of Gath? Do I say yes?
Yes.
Yes. You have been found guilty by the elders of the town for uttering the word beginning with G, banned on Twitter and Instagram. You are to be stoned to death. Oh look, I just saw a lovely Libs of TikTok video on Twitter and I tweeted that teacher looks like a bit of a groomer.
Blasphemy! He said it again! Did you hear him?
Are there any women here today? Very well. By virtue of the authority vested in me... Oh, lay off! We haven't started yet! Come on! Who threw that? Who threw that stone? Come on!
Sorry, I thought we started.
Go to the back.
Oh, dear.
There's always one, isn't there? Now, where were we? Look, I don't think it deserves a stoning, just saying groomer.
You're making it worse for yourself?
Making it worse? How could it be worse? Groomer! 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 I'm warning you, if you say groomer one more time, right? Who threw that? Come on, who threw that? Was it you? Yes. Right. Well, you did say groomer. Now look, no one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle. Do you understand? Even, and I want to make this absolutely clear, even if they do say groomer.
MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. And they fan the flames of political violence.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. And I believe it's my duty to level with you to tell the truth.
Unfortunately, he's chosen to attack me as a socialist, and his super PAC is spending $500,000 in dark money to attack a fellow Democrat, a Democrat who helped him win his first race out west.
Those habits of the heart in our character, optimism that is tested yet endures,
courage that digs deep when we need it, empathy that fuels democracy, the willingness to see each other not as enemies but as fellow Americans.
Look, our democracy isn't perfect. It always has been. Notwithstanding those folks you hear on the other side there, they're entitled to be outrageous. This is a democracy.
Is this a fucking democracy? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
I want to come
to you and talk to you about inequality in schools and race.
We bring social workers into homes of parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
I'm like the token black or the token woman. I was the token young person.
They're going to put you all back in chains. I have great relationships with them because there's an awful lot of driving cabs.
They will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
And tried to reassign blame and said that I should apologize to him.
Corey should apologize. He knows better. Come on, man. Give me a break. You know better.
Come on, man, me.
He lied to voters, according to the New York Times, quoting aides of Biden's, about having marched in the civil rights movement.
I come out of the civil rights movement. I was one of those guys that sat in and marched and all that stuff. But I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
There's only a couple things everybody has in common in jail. One is they were the victims of abuse, or their kids were, or their mother was. Number two, can't read.
I happen to think that the one way to ensure that you set the civil rights movement in America further back is to continue to push busing. And I support the effort to curtail the ability of courts to bus. We're going to integrate people so that they all have the same access and they learn to grow up with one another and all the rest, is a rejection of the whole movement of black pride.
My fellow Americans, I'm coming to you tonight from the place where they wrote the thing. Come on. I mean, it's high time folks accept that I somehow won the semi-free and semi-fair election. So now we should all unite, because we're giving out free money like it's candy, and gas prices are down only twice what they were when I took office. But look, here's the thing. If you can't afford gas, there's nothing to worry about, because we're now offering $7,500 off of most new model electric vehicles. And they're down to around only 80 grand these days. We have also created thousands of good-paying jobs at the IRS. And if you earn less than $400, I promise you won't be targeted with deadly force by the new IRS agents. You have nothing to worry about, because they don't even have any F-15s. And if you're not Donald Trump or an extremist MAGA Republican, then you have nothing to worry about either, because I promise the FBI won't raid your home or jail you under false pretenses. So support the party and vote in November. That's my code for vote early and vote often.
Having a civil war. It's true. It's gonna happen. We'll reboot anything in America. I mean, they made 2 Ant-Mans. They're gonna make a second Civil War. That's just the American way. Here's the thing. I don't know. You guys might not know. I'm a liberal guy. Sorry. I voted Biden, Hillary, Obama. But the second the Civil War starts, my pronouns are, let's go, Brandon. I want to win, baby. I want to live for 2 more Ant-Mans, you know? I'm not doing guerrilla warfare with a bunch of baristas, I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you. They go into battle fucking TikTok dancing. You're like, Sergeant, I think they're trying to flank us with choreography. I can't fucking fight. I'd be like, well, I can't battle today, my acid reflux is acting up. Be like calling my dad in the middle of battle, like, Dad, how do you change the oil in a tank? No shooting, I call time out. Here's why I'm switching sides. I got a fucking uncle, I have a right-wing uncle, and every year he rents a helicopter in Texas, and him and his friends shoot wild pigs with illegal machine guns from the helicopter, and he calls the pigs four-legged Democrats. That's what the conservatives are doing, and liberals, we're like, the blue M&M has anxiety. The yellow one's pansexual. We don't know what it means either. We're gonna get butchered, dude. We're gonna get absolutely butchered. That's why the second the Civil War starts, I'm moving in with my racist farmer Uncle Randy. He still calls sriracha Chinaman ketchup. He calls hummus ISIS butter. He thinks the climate's changing because the Jews stole the weather keys. And I don't agree with him, but he's got a bunker, so I do, you know. I'll make him a deal. You give me an AR-15, I'll teach you how to pronounce quesadilla. This joke's doing pretty well. Liberals were always like, we're the smart ones. They're stupid, we're smart. It's like, that's not true. It's not true. If we're so smart, why don't we eat any of the food we grow? We don't grow any food that we eat. Liberals don't grow any of the calories we eat. We would die in a day without Republicans. You can't eat a podcast. There's no protein in slam poetry, I'll tell you that much. The world would fall apart without Republicans. Good luck finding a woke plumber. A 55-year-old with his ass hanging out who's like, free Britney. It's tough to do a Civil War joke, but I did it, dude.
And now, America must choose to move forward or to move backwards, to build a future or obsess about the past, to be a nation of hope and unity and optimism, or a nation of fear, division, and of darkness. MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger.
They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies.
MAGA. It's time.
God bless you all. Democracy. Thank you. True international depression.
A vision dims. All that remains are memories. I remember a time of chaos, ruined dreams, this wasted land. Most of all, I remember the greatest president of all time. The man we call Trump. To understand who he was, you have to go back. Another time when the world was powered by the black fuel. And the desert sprouted great cities of pipe and steel. Gone now, swept away for seasons long forgotten. Two political parties went to war and touched off a blaze which engulfed them all. Without fuel, They were nothing. They had built a house of cards. The thundering machines sputtered and then stopped. Their leaders talked and talked and talked, but nothing could stem the avalanche. Their world crumbled, cities exploded, a whirlwind of looting, a firestorm of fear. Men began to feed on men. On the road, it was a white-line nightmare. Only those mobile enough to scavenge, brutal enough to pillage, would survive. The gangs took over the highways, ready to wage war for a tank of fuel. And in this maelstrom of decay, ordinary men were battered and smashed. Men like Trump, the warrior Trump. With a stolen election, he had lost everything. But with a fire still burning deep inside, with an undying devotion to make America great again.
Bei Diktaten wirken wir nicht mit. Wir mögen ein Diktat als Diktat gut. Aber diese ununterbrochene Entrückung lehnen wir ab und die Entbehrung ertragen wir nicht.
Es ist dem Feind gelungen, die Front in breiter Formation zu durchbrechen. Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg-Marsdorf-Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner
konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Es bleiben im Raum Keitel, Jodl, Krebs und Burgdorf.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer schickt Sie? Dass Sie es wagen, sich meinen Befehl zu widersetzen! So weit ist das also gekommen. Das Militär hat mich belogen! Jeder hat mich belogen, sogar die SS! Die gesamte Generalität ist nichts weiter als ein Haufen niederträchtiger, treuloser Feiglinge!
Mein Führer, ich kann nicht zulassen, dass die Soldaten, die für Sie verblosen...
Nicht als Feiglinge! Verreiter, Versager!
Mein Führer, was Sie da sagen, ist ungeheuerlich!
Die Generalität ist das Geschmeiß des deutschen Volkes! Sie ist ohne Ehre!
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if!
Do you think men are important? Like for what? We'll take a break.
give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally. And the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Now, I want to be very clear.
We have created nearly 10,000 million jobs since President Biden took office.
Somewhere between $700 billion and $1.3 billion.
That in English, 34.6 million billion.
Gajillion, fifillion, shabadoodle million. Yeah.
To move forward or to move backwards. To build a future or obsess about the past. To be a nation of hope and unity and optimism. A nation of fear, division,
what's going on in
and of
there?
darkness.
What? That light.
MAGA Republicans have made their choice.
The way that he sees is the MAGA Republicans are the most energized part of the Republican Party. This is an extreme threat to our democracy, to our freedom, to our rights. They just don't respect the rule of law.
What's the song that is played where everybody is on the chair, everybody going to my mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I heading? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night on the television, I was on a telephone, rapidly rising, I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's why it's reflected in the NHEI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him in the we're going to seize the ill-begotten gains of Putin's autocracy. Yeah. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make that near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway, my mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I heading? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that the political coverage of I want to thank and recognize Dr. John Kingersong. Good song. I can't get this to function at all. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I heading? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. No idea. No idea.
What's with the bells? This is just weird. Alright, Joe, your buddy Obama wrangled me back here, but let's not pretend I want to be here. Just stick to the script, understand?
Please welcome the President of the United States and Dr. Jill Biden.
Alright, let's have a look at the script here. I didn't get much prep time. What the? Alright, whose idea was it to go dark mode? Is this like a Dark Brandon thing? I can't see a damn thing.
Today, there are dangers around us we cannot allow to prevail. We here, you've heard it, more and more talk about violence.
Jesus, did we pay Russia for all this gas we're lighting over here? Or is this where all the strategic reserves went?
It's not. It can never be an acceptable tool. On top of that, there are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
We're against violence in the streets now? Did we fire Antifa? I know I've been gone for a month or two, but...
It's the rule of law.
Don't say erection. Don't say erection.
You can't be
you almost said it.
And pro-American. They're incompatible. More Americans are working than ever.
What?
Businesses are growing. Our schools are open.
Joe, are you sure you have the right script?
Millions of Americans have been lifted out of poverty.
Are we even still talking about the United States of America?
American manufacturers come alive across the heartland, and the future will be made in America.
Yeah, and paid in the Ukraine.
The darkness of Charlottesville, of COVID, of gun violence, of insurrection, we can see the light.
Yeah, speaking of light, can I get a light here? I can barely read the script. Who let Satan do the set design again?
We are the United States of America.
Oh boy, talkie drugs are wearing off. Get them off the stage. Get off the stage, Joe.
May God protect our nation, and may God protect all those who stand watch over our democracy. God bless you all. Democracy.
Yeah, democracy. Okay, now, shake the little ghost hand. Salute the Marines. Oh boy, this is going to be a long 6 months.
What appears to be a couple of common sense folks having a nice little lunch or dinner, but leave it to the socialist Andy Tifa to come from the basement to try and take from the successful people of society to the people that just want to work and live their lives. And then you have idiots like this coming from the basement of the depths of hell trying to take everybody else's hot pockets when they should be buying their own fucking hot pockets. Now you can see the guy at the bottom is like, come on, pay for my college loan. He's like, nah, you pay for your own college loan and you get a bitch slap for your efforts too.